Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So this is part 2 of painting and fitting the Volvo V70 rear bumper. Now if you haven't seen part 1, please hit the top right hand corner now because you'll be able to see the video on that. And also guys, if you can do me a massive favour, please hit like, please hit subscribe to this video because it will make me be able to do a lot more future content of how-tos and different fixes that you'll see me doing, plus modifications. Now I understand that you haven't really seen any videos so far of modifications. Now the modifications is going on my i30N because that's going to be a modification car. The Volvo and the Corsa are going to be sort of how-tos, but I am going to do a few little modifications to the Volvo. But also stay tuned guys, because once the Corsa is fixed, it is going to be getting sold. And then another car is coming in, which is going to be another project car, guys. Now that car is going to be fixes, yes, but it's also going to have a lot of new modifications to it, guys. So follow the channel so you can keep up to date. Hit like, hit subscribe, and like I say, you'll be seeing all these videos coming up soon. So no further ado, I'm going to be cracking on with this bumper. So what I need to do now is I'm going to be getting 600 grit. It's going to be wet sanded just to get off all the little imperfections there might be on the actual primer, because it's been a few days now since I've actually painted this, because I've gone on holiday, so it's gone nice and hard and it's all dry. So I'm going to be cracking on with that. First of all, I'm going to be doing this pan on the bumper, then I'm going to be putting it together. Once it's together, then I'm going to be painting these two together and then them separately. So like I say, stick with me guys, I hope you enjoy. And also, just before I do crack on with this, fire a few comments down below of things that you do want to see on this channel. More how-tos or fixes or things that I haven't done that you'd like to see, even modifications to the i30N. Give me some ideas that you might want to see on the i30N. It would be absolutely fantastic, and I'll do my very best to obviously get them videos out there. So no further ado guys, I'm going to crack on with this. So there we have it guys, that was literally not very long at all. It's probably taking me about 5 minutes just to do that. I'm going to be drying it off now. What I will say guys, like I said, this is the first time I've done this. I'm not a painter, I'm not a body shop person in any shape or form, so this is the first time, so I'm winging it. When you do wet sanding on this, make sure that it is actually soaking wet. It wasn't quite wet enough here, and there was a bit more of resistance, so it's slightly taken the primer off here, but it's still going to be okay. I can still paint over that, that's not a problem, but just make sure it is fully wet and don't put a lot of pressure behind it guys. Just gently go over the areas, because then it will just smooth across. Now this is really smooth now, and it is like this, all the imperfections would have been ripped straight off. So like I say guys, now we're going to crack on. I'm going to put this back on once I've dried it, so stay with me, we'll be doing that just shortly. Okay guys, so they're pretty much dry now. So what I'm now doing is I'm putting these two bits back together, like I said. But first of all, I've obviously put something a bit more softer down on the table, because the last thing I want to do is obviously scratch the primer. Right, so there we have it guys, that's all back together now. So now literally all I'm going to do is now I've got to warm up the paint, and then we'll start cracking on. So there you are guys, the paint's now warming up, getting ready to obviously apply to the bumper. I've now lifted it up into the air because I prefer to do it in the air than actually do it on the table, because then I can obviously get round it a lot more easy and get underneath, what have you. So now what I want to do is just make sure it's 100% dry. I'm going to go over it with a hairdryer. One, because it will get it a little bit warm, but two, it'll make sure that it's obviously all fully dry. And then what I'll do is I'll be going over it with a panel wipe afterwards. Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink. While I'm actually warming up and making sure it's all dry, I'm just going over it to see if there's any sort of imperfections. To be honest, I'm really actually happy with how it's turned out. So currently obviously just only its primer, I know, but it's, you know, it's stuck well. There's hardly any, there's no runs at all that I can see. And it's nice and smooth, and there's no issues at all with any of the paint. So yeah, pretty good. So let's carry on.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? six shots.
Okay guys, there we have it. So moment of truth now. It's now time for paint. So I've gone over it with a panel wipe. Obviously you saw me go down with it with the 600 wet and dry. So I reckon we're ready for paint. Moment of truth. Fingers crossed. Let's hope it all goes well. Like I say, with anything like this, make sure you're well ventilated as well. I've got the garage door open. I've got a side door slightly open, just to get some obviously the air through to obviously push all these fumes out. But yeah, like I say, safety first as well, guys. So make sure you get a good mask.
Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop.
Well guys, I don't know where you can hear me, but so far that has come out really well. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. Luckily, no runs. Like I said, that's the first coat. There's going to be many more. I'm going to use up both these cans. So, like I say, there's a few bits I've got to go over, obviously, but I think it's looking bloody brilliant. I'm really chuffed with how it's turned out so far. Like I say, this is just the base. I've still got to do a lot more yet, but yeah, it looks great. It really does look great.
No, it wasn't a run. Basically, one of the side strips touched the other one when I opened the door. So I got one door open, but there's so much wind out there. I had to keep that one open and shut that one. But luckily, I'm wearing this, so it's all good. And I give it a bit every now and again to open the door to try and blow it through. But in doing so, it touched one of the other panels. I'll show you. As you can see, guys, yeah, it's just literally only just touched that panel there. Just from that one, it's just literally that clip there caught it. And like I say, all I'm going to do now is get some 1200 grit and I'm going to gently go over that wet and dry and go over that area, and then I'm going to repaint it again. But it is, so far, this is the bumper. Let's focus, there we go. And I think it is looking superb. I'm so happy with how it's turned out. Like I say, we've still got another coat to do yet. And yeah, so I think it's coming out really, really well. And yeah, so I hope you're enjoying, guys. I hope this is obviously helping. And yeah, stick with me and we'll finish it off. So guys, also within this, I want to show you faults and failures and things like that I've done. So I've ended up sanding back the one with 1200 grit wet on there, on the panel that touched, it's come out okay. I can paint that, but at the same time, while I was sanding it back, a little bit of debris from the paint went onto the other panel, and instead of just trying to pick it off gently, I attacked it with a bit of wet and dry, and it made a hell of a mess. So note to self, don't ever do that again. So I had to sand all that back there. Hope that is all flat, so hopefully I'm going to get away with it. It does look really, really bad, but that is really, really flat. So I'm going to be painting that again in a minute. This is the other one, I had the little bit on there. This one's come out okay, like I said, but this one, like I say, it looks really nasty. It looks like it's got nothing there, but it actually is very, very smooth. And actually, I'm not going to touch it because I've just done the, what's the name on it. So yeah, let's see how it looks like in a minute. So guys, we're now on round 2. So it's going to be the second paint. It has actually come out quite well on both of them. It didn't look like it at first, but I put another coat on them and it's come out pretty well. So let's see the second load.
So guys, I'm not going to take this mask off right now because it's going to smell really bad in here. And the last thing I want to do is open any of these doors, because as soon as I open this door on my left, wind's going to blow through and knock all of this. So I'm going to shut this door, I'm going to pause it there, I'm going to come back in a couple of hours, and then hopefully we're going to crack on with some lacquer.
Hey guys, so we are back at it again. So I've left that about an hour and a half. So I went inside, watched the movie and thought, right, that'll give it enough time to dry, and it is. And I've got to be honest, I am really happy with how it has turned out. It looks absolutely great. Obviously it looks very sort of matte at the moment because it's got no lacquer on it. But let me show you the two panels over here and I'll show you what I mean. I think they still came out alright as well. So these are the two panels. You might recall that there was a slight little scuff just about here. Like I say, from sanding that back with 1200 grit, that you can't even tell. You really can't, and I absolutely love the fact. This one, on the other hand, you can kind of see it there, but that's me really, really close. And to be honest, I'm not too worried about that. I think with the once I got the lacquer on, it probably will show it a bit more, or it might hide it a bit more. We'll see. But like I say, I'm still okay with that. I could end up sanding that completely back, but I think it's gonna be good enough. So I'm gonna leave it there. But with regards to the bumper itself, I think it's come out really, really well. Like I said, it's the first time I've ever done any form of painting, and considering it's the first time, I've got to be honest, I'm really happy how it's come out. Right guys, so before I actually lay some lacquer down, I'm going to go over it again with some panel wipe. I'm then going to go over it with the hairdryer to make sure 100% it is dry from the panel wipe. And also it will help by just making it a little bit warm, and then I'll be laying some lacquer down. So let's crack on, shall we? Now it's ready for lacquer. One bit of advice I will give you guys is, like I said, if you ever try any, and this is involving anything with regards to house, cars or anything, give it a go, because the thing is if you actually do try it and you fix it and do it, one, you'll get satisfaction out of doing it, and two, you end up saving a lot of money from obviously paying someone else to do it. And the thing is even if you try it and it doesn't work, and then you're going to have to pay someone else to do it anyway, so why not give it a go? So yeah, let's crack on, and now we're going to do some lacquer.
Starting to pop to their shine now, which is really, really good. I think it needs maybe about a couple more coats of lacquer. I think she's going to look the business then. Okay guys, well that's 3 done now. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let it naturally. I'm going to let it naturally dry. And then we can come back and maybe start doing another layer. Look how shiny that is. Oh, yeah, I love it. Love it. It looks the business. This is still starting to show. It still seems a little bit flat. Some of it seems to be quite shiny, I must admit. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to let it naturally dry, though.
Hey guys, so this is the following day. So this is the lights at the end of the tunnel now, because now we're going to actually remove this bumper and fit the new one. I know what a lot of you were saying, or thinking, obviously I haven't sanded it back and polished it yet. No, I have not done that. The issue is because I haven't actually got the right grades of sandpaper yet, because I did a bit more research and I realised that you need to have not only 1200 grit, you need, which a lot of people are saying, you need 1000 grit, 1500 grit, 2000 grit and 3000 grit to finish it off. And then what you need is you need the right sort of polishing compound to go over it after that. So that I haven't got. I have put it on order today. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to film all that, because like I say, you've seen me do all the bumper and everything already. So I'm just going to fit the bumper and then wire in the parking sensors. But I'm not going to be able to test the parking sensors because I haven't driven this car for probably about 2 months now since I bought the i30 in. So I had a flat battery, so I had to climb in through the boot. Luckily the rear lock worked on that, and yeah, I managed to get the battery out. That's now on charge, so I won't be able to test that out until the battery is charged. So let's remove the bumper and put the new one on. And as you can imagine, some of the bolts, which I have had a quick look, they are rusted, so I'm going to have to use angle grinder to get them out, but don't worry, I've got things to replace it. And like I say, safety first, eye goggles. Right, let's crack on. like you saw there, guys, 2 screws top and bottom, and inside here you've got 4 13mm screws holding it on here. Right guys, well that's the old bumper off. Wasn't as easy as I thought due to some rusty screws, but they've been cut off. I've got them all out of the way and everything. One big tip guys, these bumpers are held on with these long nuts, okay? So this is a hollow piece of metal. There is hardly any space to actually get in there, and they're literally just holes at the top and little holes at the bottom. Make sure you get some long nose pliers to be able to pull these out before you pull the bumper off. I made the mistake of not doing that, and it took me about 10 minutes to try and fish these out, and at one point I didn't think I was going to be able to, because literally it was trying to get your finger in there or get something in there to try and get to them. So get some long nose pliers on them guys before you obviously take the bumper off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in here, because I thought I needed to take this panel off, which I realised I didn't. So I fished out the wire now that connects the parking sensors. So let's have a look. So there you have it guys, here's the box. This wire here, so I quickly did it just while we're on, just before I started filming. So behind this box here, or this panel, sorry, there was this little wire, so I've managed to unscrew this one, hooked it around here, and this is where it's going to live, and it's going to live in there. Because what's going to happen is the wire itself is going to go through this hole here, and then eventually it's going to come out here. So this is where one of the screws are for these, sorry, one of these bolts are, they go in there. So it's going to come through there as well and hook onto that. Right, so no further ado, I'm going to crack on and put this on. Like I said, at the moment I can't test them, not until obviously the battery has a full charge. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it all works. Trying to put a bumper on one person is not so easy. So if you get the chance, guys, get some help. Beauty. Now there is a trim when it goes across here. This one didn't have one. My old one did, but the trim was actually stuck to it, so within that one I don't think I'm going to be able to get it off, but I might go and buy a new one, I might not. I'm not too worried because it's just a channel where water comes out anyway, so it only looks a bit ugly when you open the boot. Right, there we have it guys. So it's 4 bolts, 13mm, like I say they're long, and then you've got hex screws in there. Now I broke all the screws because they're rusted, but I'll tell you what guys, I'm going to use some of these. Now, you can get these on Amazon. It's basically a box full of all different types of clips. And they're absolutely fantastic. And I've just gone through some of them and I know they will fit. So I'm going to put some of these clips in. So basically they'll look like things like that. And you just put a little tip in the top. So that's literally what I'm going to do with these guys. So yeah, that's it. So hopefully, I think it looks all right. Tell from your side, so I'm going to end it there. I'm going to test it once the battery's done. I might add this at the very end, but I hope you enjoy this film guys. Like I say, if you haven't already, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Also put some comments down below of things you might have liked, things you didn't like, because obviously I want to make these videos as best for everyone to enjoy, and I don't want people to just watch them and think, oh, it's boring, because that's the last thing I want to do. I want you to all enjoy these films, and obviously I want them to be helpful for you as well if you're planning on doing something similar. So yeah, give me some comments down below, and let me see also what you want to see and what you don't want to see, and then I'll modify my films accordingly. Thanks very much guys, see you later. Ta-ra.